the Holderness coast of Aldbrough. It's starting to feel a bit more spring-like. We've got a building southeasterly wind. The sea's picked up a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. It's around low water now. We're going to fish all the way up to the flood. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, we come down here today. The weather forecast yesterday was for very flat conditions, so we kind of hoped that we were going to get maybe a ray today, ideally a spotted ray, but that southeasterly wind has lifted the sea a little bit. But it's chopped it up a little bit, so it's turned it from very rayable to bassable, is the idea. So hopefully we'll get in front of, obviously hook into a few bass today, and that's the plan anyway.
Yeah, definitely right. Fingers crossed, we'll keep you posted. Just like to say a big thank you to anybody that's watched the first video. So thanks to anybody that has subscribed and watched, it is very much appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because it does help. So hopefully we'll get a few fish for you today. Fish on? Yes! Nice fish?
Big, no. Very close in, so about here. Probably one of the bars of silver.
Yeah, I saw that bite there.
It's only small, like. First one of the day.
Excellent.
There we have it.
So, first fish of the day.
Nice bar of silver. Happy with that.
What did you get that on?
That was just straight rag. 25 yards, just in that cauldron of that surf out there.
Yeah.
Obviously this beautiful spiky bar of silver was just perch rolling along there. Boom. I'm happy with that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And off it goes. Lovely. Well done.
So what bait we got on here?
So just straight ragworm, and I've just got a clip down, so just very basic straight rig, not pulley, just clipped and fixed. I normally find when bass can smash on a pulley rig, it gives them the opportunity to get rid of it, but I think when you're fixed, I just feel like you get a better hook up rate with the bass.
So that's a fixed paternoster then,
just
as
a fixed paternoster, yeah, very simple. 3/0 Sakuma on the business end, and all I'm going to do is just got a size 1 chinu, just keep that down, just really mainly just to keep the bait in one place when we're casting.
Came back fine. First cast, squid on a pennel, been in probably 25 minutes. It's come back completely stripped, a little bit of weed, so Gary's just had a bass on the copy Gary. Put some ragworm on close in. The hooks are probably a touch too big. I've got to getting bitten there. 3/0 big mouth extra, 4/0 chino, and I've got a huge ragworm from Lenny's bait up in South Shields, Lenny's tackle shop. I'm just going to thread that on onto me pulley pennel. Tails come off. I'm going to put that in quite close, probably within say 50-60 yards, because there's a little bit of surf and Gary's just proved that the fish are out there. So I'll hopefully let this big fella do his business and see if we can pull out a nice bass. I've got two rods. I'm kind of mixing the old with the new. I've got a new HST and I'm mixing it with the old. I've got an old grey Shadow here, which for a rod of this age is pretty immaculate. And then I've got the old faithful Aldbrough 6,500 elite. Gary's just took his out of his out of storage, casted for the first time in about 20 years, and it's absolutely superb. So these are lovely casting reels. They haven't got the same cranking power as a Fathom, but nice to use, nice to have a little trip down memory lane, so we'll see what we can do. So this is Gary's trusty 6,500 mag elite.
That reel there has only been ever used pretty much for kayak fishing, so I've basically been dropping soft plastic 10 metres off the side of my kayak, jigging away and taking the odd fish that way. That reel has never been cast in anger, I would say, for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years. I've come down here today, I've loaded up a new line, put a shock leader on it. I thought, well, let's just have a go. Took me time the first cast, second cast, wound the mags down a bit, and it absolutely flew out, silent. I cannot believe it. 20 years since that's been cast in anger, and it just went boom, no problem, and it's performing flawlessly. Wow. So I guess that's a credit for Abu and Abu Reels. Yeah.
Well, tide's starting to push in now. It's quite a big tide today, so we're going to have to move up the beach quite quickly. The sea's starting to lift a little bit as well. You might be able to see that behind us. So with a bit of luck, there might be a couple of bigger bass starting to push in, so we'll keep going. Getting a bite?
Yeah, it's definitely a bite. Good rattle and it's slack lines.
Yeah.
Yet again, I'm not very far out at all, so if anything, I would say it's going to be a bass. But it seems to have had a snatch and grab.
You got a dab and a bass?
There we are, a little bit smaller than the last one, but I'll catch these all day long. I love these fish, I really do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can see, but we're now fishing in completely different conditions to what we were half an hour ago. There's a hell of a sea threat that's just rolled in. Probably within the space of 10 minutes. Visibility's gone down to about 100 yards. Tide's starting to push quite hard, but the sea is starting to lift. Just stuck another squid and lug bait out there. It's obviously one or two whiting, but hopefully there's a decent bass or even a cod, you never know, although they've probably all gone to spawn by now. But we'll keep trying and hopefully we'll come back here with a fish. Got it now to about 20 off the southeast, so it's not too bad, but the temperature's certainly dropped. I know Gary's feeling it a bit on his fingers, aren't you? So just got to keep moving to keep the blood flowing. Mr. Rockland again.
Yes. Wow. And there we have it. I hope this is not the start.
Well, at least we're catching fish. Well, at least Gary's catching fish. I'm clearly catching nothing other than the bottom. But every silver lining.
Different type of Rockland, isn't there?
Yeah.
What's that one then?
So you get 3 bearded and 5 bearded. So Gary's just pulled out a Rockland. I don't know if you can see that in the front. That's a 5 bearded. 5 little barbules coming off the front. Quite a strange looking fish, as Gary said. He's definitely not gone short of food out there. Lost me gear, but tie on a new leader. This is a ASSO leader, tapered. I've got 15-pound main line and I like to go for 15 through to 60. These are 15 metres, so they're a decent length. So I just thought, every silver lining and all that, was losing me gear. Show you the knot that I use. Ordinarily, if I was tying, say, 60, 70, 80 pound shock leader on, I'd use a spider's hitch. But when I'm using the same diameter line, I like to just use a double uni knot. Oh, I'm going to get washed away in a minute. So I just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back over the same way you would tie your grinner onto a hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit of lubrication. And just exactly the same knot on the other side. 6. A little bit of lubrication. I'm sure I got some blow lug and some black squidding in that. Delightful. Good job I've already had my lunch. You can just pull those tight like that. See, I've tightened them a little, I've pulled them a bit too tight, but that'll go nice and neat like that. That gives you a nice even small knot. I still wind it to one side of my multiplier just to avoid my thumb, because that'll still hurt if you're casting hard. But that just gives you a nice neat little knot. When your main line's only £15, it doesn't matter what leader knot you snap. If you've got a fast hole out there, if it's totally solid, it's going to snap £15 lines. So for me, I just keep it nice and simple. So that's the knot. Hopefully we're not losing another rig. He's got himself yet another bass.
There we have it.
Nice. Actually, not bad on that one. Focus that on ragworms.
Generate rag. And there we have them. Another little silver spiky.
He's fit up as well.
Yeah.
Superb. Rig, squid on top. Plug on the bottom, in 6-inch sinker. Let's get it out and hopefully get a fish, because I'm sick of Gary catching all the fish. Something up on the surface. Sand at one time, but finally got a nice fish, nice bass. That was on the lugworm on the other rod, which is a bit further out, so they must be all over the place, but I'm pleased with that. We'll get them back. Coming on thick and fast now. Gary's into one as well, I think.
What?
Yeah, is that
Another bass.
Is that number 4?
That's number 4.
Number 4. Get in. Well done.
Yeah, we're doing alright, aren't we?
Yeah.
Come on here.
Anyone that's been sea fishing before will know that as soon as you get your coffee out and have a biscuit, not always, but a lot of the time you get a bite. Well, I haven't got a bite, but the sea fret's cleared and the sun's came out. I just thought I'd show you. I was messing around before and found that, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, pressurised ocean mollusk, which I think are up to about 66 million years old. So, in the absence of any fish, what little, well, not that I know any geology, but yeah, if that is an ammonite, if I can work out how to turn the comments on YouTube, then maybe someone can correct us, but quite fascinating really, especially around here when a lot of the coastline's mud. Well, I've decided to change the lighter rod to a bomb, take the gripper off, just stuck plain lead on, chuck it 30 yards just where the waves are breaking, so tides come in now, we've probably got about 5-6 feet of water, not that far out, so I figure that fish might be cruising a bit closer in, so we'll give it a shot. We're about 2.5 hours from high tide now, and water's flooded quite a lot since we came in, so fishing's definitely picked up as the tide's flooded. Gary's had about 7 fish now, I've had a couple of white and a bass, so it's picked up once the tide was in full, so hopefully we can get a few more before the end of the session. Right, well, it's about an hour after high water now, the tide's starting to ebb. I think this is going to be the last cast. We've got quite a long drive home, so I've just got a straight lug on a loop rig, send this one out, hopefully you can get a fish on the last cast.
Now that is a nice bend.
Yeah. Nicking that circle hook in the top there.
Have a look at it.
Oh, it's a load of milky slime down my coat.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice bass.
Lively bass, gave us a lovely bite there, there was no mistake in that.
Yeah.
That's a bit better.
Lovely fish. Fins
Nice.
up.
Nice and lively.
Fin, yeah.
Get it back. God. Well, as you can see now, we're pushed nearly up to the top of the beach. I've had another bass, probably the nicest one I've had today. Little whiting, Gary's had a rockling. A little bit of weed starting to show in the water. We're probably bang on high tide now, so we're going to give it another hour into the ebb. See if that produces anything, and then we've got the all too familiar 3-hour ride home. Possibly the final fish of the day, but fish all the same. Considering it's mid-April, it's still pretty cold. There's cold southeasterly coming. We've had a pretty good day, a couple of bass, 4 white. Gary's had 4 bass, 4 rockland and a dab as well. So we've had well over 10 fish between us. So pleased with that. We didn't get the big 5-pounder that we're after, but we've got all summer and all autumn to try for that. So we've enjoyed ourselves, it's been good. Hope you've enjoyed watching as well. So thanks for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Those that have, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one.